I am so sorry. Welcome. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy freaking Thursday, beautiful people. It's another beautiful day. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode of the Jayson Estrera Show, where we talk about basketball, sports, and anything that ends up on my plate as accurate as possible. And as always, it's your boy, your host, Jayson Estrera. So for today, we're going to go over the wild Game 1 in the Western Conference Finals between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks, where Dallas steals Game 1 on the Wolves floor. And we're also going to go over a little bit, we'll go over the Indiana Fever now being 0-5 to start the season. And is Caitlin Clark becoming the WNBA version of Lonzo Ball? But first, before we get into those things, let's start right over here with Bronny James. So yesterday, ESPN had posted that post-combine in the 2024 mock draft, he is now projected to go at 54th with the Boston Celtics. How does that look on him? Now, LeBron James obviously has never played with... I don't remember. Yes, sir. So obviously, LeBron James has never played for the Boston Celtics. He's been a nemesis of theirs on Cleveland and a nemesis of theirs by being on LA, right? The LA-Boston rivalry, even though it hasn't been so major in recent years. If we look at the draft board, however, the Boston Celtics obviously have they obviously have the 58th pick, like we said, but it puts him right within the range of the Golden State Warriors, which, when all of the news was coming up about him entering this draft and trying to find a good home for him, the first thing that I said was, I don't know if he'll end up there, but a place that I see him calling home could be the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, some people might have been like, why? What the fuck? Da. They have Steph Curry, who can take Bronny James under his wing. Right? Steph Curry has always been an undersized player. USC had Bronny James listed at 6'4", when in reality, he's 6'1 and a half. He obviously has greater physical tools than Steph Curry, but showing him how to navigate the NBA, how to make shots at his size, I've always said that at this age, at the same age, he's already a better shooter than LeBron James was. LeBron James was just a super confident player. And the Golden State Warriors can build him up to be an NBA player. And on the other side of it, the Golden State Warriors and LeBron have always sort of flirted with this idea of LeBron joining the Warriors. It could be a media-driven thing. Every time Steph and LeBron are seen talking after a game, or every time LeBron is with Draymond, the narrative starts, right? And in terms of a fit, a three-point shooting team, LeBron, I can see him fitting in it, but he is also a ball-dominant player. He has been his whole career, right? Which would shift that entire offense. But yeah, it's interesting. He's Bronny has fallen to 54. He's been getting a lot of unnecessary hate from a lot of people, when the reality is he hasn't had the luxury of going through this process without a million eyes on him. Right? If he wasn't LeBron's son, would he even really be in this draft, or would he just be going into his second year trying to get better because of the cardiac arrest that happened last season? The thing about Bronny, though, I will say, from his responses to some of the questions, he seems like he's a mentally tough kid. You could credit that to having had to deal with LeBron's shadow his whole life. He's named after him, playing the same sport as him, right? I'm sure teammates, opponents, opposing crowds in high schools, and if anyone's been to high school, we've all been there. Those kids are fucking ruthless. And I'm sure that he's built tough skin at this point of his life. So if you're an NBA team looking for a kid that's mature already, you would look for a player like Bronny, right? I'm sure LeBron's conversations with him have been about the NBA. Truthfully, I think his game will probably end up translating better in the NBA. The thing I worry about is his size. He's always looked like a smaller player, right? But his mentality, right? He said very casually, I've always wanted to be in the NBA. Not necessarily playing with my dad was my dream. He said this. He said, he's kind of mentioned it. Basically saying that this whole narrative of playing with LeBron it was never him. It's always come from LeBron, which is what I said in the beginning. This is for LeBron's legacy. This doesn't do anything for Bronny, who's now trying to make his own path. Comparisons to players like Jrue Holiday and Derek White, which are great players, don't get me wrong. And now people are saying, "Oh my God, look at him. He's being realistic. He's, everyone in the NBA can't be a star." Absolutely, that's a fact. However, it is different to hear someone that's not shooting for the stars. They're just shooting to get out of the atmosphere. Yeah, if you shoot for the stars, maybe you won't end up there, but we'll see how you fall. You go through that process, right? But it's as if he's not looking for more, right? He just wants to get to the NBA and be one of the guys, instead of that mentality of, I can be a dominant player, right? That's how you get role players like a Jamal Crawford back in the day, who's, obviously he's not the number one option, closes out games, hits big shots, super confident player, right? Derek White, who's, who he did compare himself to, has worked himself to be a really confident player, taking big shots in key situations, right? It's just, I wish he kind of just looked a little bit ahead, and instead of just kind of putting himself in a box. He could end up as Jrue Holiday, but he could have shot for someone better. And it's just like a mentality thing, right? Maybe teams will like that. I'm sure an NBA team will like the fact that a player is cool with settling as a role player and just being one of the guys. I'm sure the NBA team would like that. But you do need someone with his athleticism at the point guard to use his athleticism. So we'll see how that turns out. And speaking of NBA teams and picking up players, rumor has it that where is this one? Rumor has it that Jalen Brunson is open to a $156 million contract with the New York Knicks. Let's take a look at it right here. NBA rumors, Jalen Brunson open to a $156 million Knicks contract. Could get $270 million deal in 2025. He's reportedly open to signing a contract extension this summer, but an even bigger payday awaits him if he puts it off for another year. Steve Popper of Newsday reported that all indications are that Brunson is willing to sign a 4-year, $156 million contract extension this offseason, but he would have a chance for a 5-year, $270 million extension in the summer of 2025. Popper added that if Brunson signed a new deal this offseason, it would remove his 4th season from the current deal and provide 5 more years of certainty in New York rather than awaiting till next summer. He obviously had a great performance. He averaged 32.4 points in the playoffs and dropped 40 points or more 5 times. I believe one of those stretches was like 4 in a row. So I saw a lot of folks talking about this. A lot of New York fans are, oh my God, wow, he's so humble. He's so great. He opens up cap space. He da 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 da. What was the point of him playing that well then? If he was going to sign and get $100 million less, right? And so the way I'm understanding this is, let me see. The part that I'm confused about is the 4-year part, right? It would remove his 4th season from the current deal. Okay, so let's take a look at this shit right here, actually. All right, what does his contract? He signed a 4-year, $104 million contract with the New York Knicks, including $104 million guaranteed. 2024-2025, Brunson will earn a base salary of $24 million. While carrying cap hit of 24. Let's see. 2025-2026 is his player option. Right. So he would play out next year. Right. So that would be the 2024-2025 season. And then 2025-2026 he could sign a new deal. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, all they're doing is asking him to take. They're just trying to give him less money at the end of the day. That's really what it comes down to, right? And having him for a year less, right? Because the way it's sounding right now is at the end of next season, he can sign a new 5-year deal, right? Instead of playing into the 2025-2026, it'll be an additional 5 years. Right? And with that, he gets $270 million. Here's the thing, man. I get it. You want to try to look out for your teammates. I get it, right? There's folks online saying, oh, he could, if they win a championship, he'll get the $100 million back in sponsorship deals easily. You motherfuckers don't know what you're talking about. That's not how it works. At this point in time, he doesn't have those kind of sponsorship deals. Winning a title doesn't all of a sudden make someone marketable. We've seen it with Jokic. Phenomenal player. All-time player. They're still trying to make him marketable. Now, I think he does have appeal. He does have star appeal. Brunson does, right? His dry humor. He's a safe personality, right? In terms of he's never going to say anything wrong. He's never going to throw anyone under the bus. Super respectful. But if you're going to throw $100 million someone in sponsorship, you got to go get that money back. And I just don't know if he's that kind of player in terms of his personality. So to act like he's just going to all of a sudden get $100 million back just because he wins a championship, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know how sponsorships work. People aren't just throwing that much money at people. Not just at anyone. Especially a player that has just emerged. Right? Brunson is what? He's 27 already? He's 27 years old. Next year he's going to be 28, right? So if you sign a 5-year extension after next year, that puts you at 33. You have guaranteed money until you're 33. As opposed to a 4-year extension. Let's see. As opposed to like a fucking 4-year extension, man. And yeah, this is just the part that I'm trying to understand right here, bro. Is this 4th year? Four-year, 100 fixed chance to. It would remove his 4th season from the current deal. What does that mean? Like, what the fuck does this mean? Added that if Brunson signed a new deal this offseason, it would remove his 4th season from the current deal and provide 5 more years of certainty in New York. So, where the fuck is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he'll be 29. So it'll remove this. Wait, so the wording here is insane. What they're saying is this. Right? It would remove his 4th season from the current deal and provide 5 more years of certainty in New York rather than waiting until next summer. So what they're basically saying is if he signs this extension now, right? He's under contract until next year. Through next season, obviously, right? His player option doesn't come into effect until the 2025-26 season. The 5 years is including next season. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll be 31 years old. As opposed to waiting through the end of next year and then signing a 5-year deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would put him at 33 or at 32, right?
With up to 40 grams of protein, muscle milk helps build muscle.
Bro, nobody cares. So they're not only taking $100 million out of his pocket, but because they think he might leave next year, or at the end of next
year. With up to 40 grams of protein, muscle milk helps build muscle, while you build strength.
What are we doing, bro? And so they're going to take a year off of his guarantee bread. That's all they're doing. They're trying to take $100 million out of his pocket and also a year less of guaranteed money. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 32, yeah. End of that year, 1, 2, 31, 33, 32, 33. Yeah, so they're just trying to save a year on him, basically, and $100 million. That's really what it is. And Jalen, I don't know who's advising you, right? You guarantee your money until you're 33. That's for your family and kids, your generations, right? You've earned that money. See, this is the thing about people that bothers me, right? Everyone wants to say, oh, know your worth, know your value, right? Wait, you wait for the right opportunity. Wait until you get paid what you're owed and what you're worth. And then a scenario comes for a person who we all think is a good person, does the right thing, says the right thing, doesn't cause no problems, and he balled the fuck out. That's what he's worth at this point. You give him the fucking money and you take it. And if the conversation is some kind of pay cut, not $100 million, that's insane. Because I could guarantee you this: every single one of those players in that locker room know damn well they can't shoot a basketball as well as he can. They can't take the responsibilities that he takes on the court day in and day out. They don't mind that he goes and gets that money. In fact, they'd probably be happy for him, because they know how hard what they do is at the end of the day. And you only have an opportunity like that once in your career, maybe. At the end of the day, the money and the team, that doesn't fall on Jalen Brunson's shoulders. Everybody wants to act like, oh my God, he's doing a... That's not his fucking problem. It's just not. What is the point of a general manager? What is the point of your scouts? What is the point of the people that judge talent on other teams and up and what is the fucking point of what they do? Brunson earned that money. He's balled out and will continue to probably ball out. All these guys talking about acting like we've never seen a player get fucking swindled or thrown under the bus before. But when a team does it, it's business. But when a player does it, he's a bad teammate. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck. Don't talk to me about know your worth, know your value, and then you tell this motherfucker not to take what he's worth and take less. Like what are we talking? Have some consistency across the board. He got what he's getting, what he deserves, and it is what it is, man. It is what it is. On the other side, the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic are obviously in the middle of the Western Conference Finals. However, because of his All-NBA first team selection, he's now eligible to sign a 5-year Supermax extension that is worth upwards of $346 million. I can tell you right now. They're not letting him go. They're not letting him go. They're not over there talking about no motherfucking pay cuts. And it damn sure ain't gonna be $100 million. Trust me. They're gonna pay that man what he's worth. And it is what it is. It's the way the percentage breaks out of the salary cap. He's made the All NBA like 5 times in 6 years. Like it is what it is. He's been balling out. He could have won the MVP this year. It's the same thing. Just to go back to Brunson really quickly also, he almost made that mistake before of signing a contract too early before he got paid what he was worth. And the Dallas Mavericks fucked up by not signing him. Balled out, gets a $100 million contract instead of a $50 million contract. Don't make the same fucking mistake again, Jalen Brunson. Don't do it. We've seen this already. You're worth the $250. Just take it. Your teammates will be happy for you. Just take it, bro. But yes, going back to Luka. It's the largest contract in NBA history. Eligible to sign in the 2025 offseason. 35% of the projected 2026 to 27 salary cap has met the criteria even if no All-NBA in 2024-25. Doncic earned All-NBA in 2023 and 2024 and will most likely do All-NBA 2024-2025 also. Yeah, it's funny getting this right after he balled out and closed that game out. Like, he's phenomenal, a generational player. Go get your bag, bro. Fuck it, go get your bag. It is what it is, man. Go get your bag. Don't sell yourself short, because at some point the game won't love you. Right? We've seen it. We've seen the game turn on. We've seen the game turn on Kevin Durant. We've seen the game turn on Kyrie. We've seen the game turn on even LeBron sometimes. We've seen the game turn on all of our favorites over the years. Right? The only thing that you could guarantee is the bread for your family. And it is what it is. This is what y'all do. Right? At the end of the day, only one team is going to win a championship every year. And we've seen how this breaks down. But you guarantee some bread. If the team is going to go into their money, make them do that. That's their decision if they want to win a championship. But you've earned your bread, and it is what it is. Go get your bread, Luka. Now, speaking of the Dallas Mavericks, they went on to steal Game 1 in Minnesota, winning the game 108-105 on the backs of their two superstars. Luka Doncic had 33 points he had 4 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block, 3 steals, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. He shot 12 of 26 from the field, 3 of 10 from 3, 6 of 7 from the line. Kyrie had himself a ball game and had himself a first half. He scored 30 points, had a block, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, shot 12 of 23 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Let me see here. How many did these fools have? And the Dallas Mavericks also ended up out-rebounding the Minnesota Timberwolves 48-40. And the turnover, excuse me. On the other side, the Minnesota Timberwolves had a game out of Jaden McDaniels. He had 24 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 9 of 15 from the field, 6 of 9 from 3, and was also guarding Luka the whole night. Anthony Edwards also added in 19 points, 8 assists, and 11 rebounds with 2 steals, but only shot 6 of 16 from the field, 5 of 12 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line. Really wasn't getting to the rim much, and was exhausted, or looked exhausted from guarding Kyrie all night long. Karl Anthony Towns had 16 points, big couple of buckets in the end though. 2 assists, 7 rebounds, 6 of 20 from the field, 2 of 9 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line. So let's see how this played out.
Irving in the corner, got by Edwards, infiltrates the lane and gets it to series against the Thunder. Good feed. Kyrie on the fly. Edwards in the middle. McDaniels on the side of 3. Good screen for Edwards. Outside McDaniels 3. Green has come in for Dallas. Allie, thank you.
I'll get back to that in a little bit.
Went up and over. Irving will drive hard.
Ball on the perimeter.
Reed, here's Anderson, 3 from 3. Corner Reed. Edwards gets it and fires a long 3. Break points. McDaniels 3. 4 in a row. Up on him, Edwards. The righty shot.
That's tough.
Doncic with Edwards there again. Twirls, drive, 3. School wrench. That smart school. UCLA now. Come on, coach. Oh, what a pass.
That's awful defense right there.
Edwards, long 3. McDaniels is on him. Kyrie.
This guy was just different.
Trying his way to the paint. Oh, and top of the weak side.
Oh shit, that's not the right one.
Coming out is his pass.
Oops.
This Minnesota team, that's the second lower. Nice pass from big to big. Down 2. You're Dallas.
Corner 3, McDaniels.
Games from 3.
Doncic with a 3. Sticks it, picks it up. Edwards tees one up from 3.
Back and forth in the end.
Towns along.
Look at that shot.
Got the screen, fires a 3. Doncic fakes, bumps, fires, score. Doncic with McDaniels there. Shot clock at 7. Luka will make a move. Once it
He just closed the game out.
And Towns, a 3, well done. A miss. Doncic got a hand on it. Irving controls.
When they see the ball go on the rim for me, then that opens up opportunities for them. So it's really just the flow of the game. But I know in this series, in order to give Luka enough breaks and stuff like that, I got to stay aggressive whole time.
Yeah, so we saw the Dallas Mavericks steal game 1, and it really started with an aggressive Kyrie Irving in the first quarter. He had 13 points, took 9 shots. He talked about how seeing Anthony Edwards call him out at the end of game 7 against Denver really gave him some motivation, and also understanding that he's with a young team and that he needed to come out and be assertive early. And he had to get himself going, which he did. Obviously, he went 6 of 9 and had 13 points in the first quarter, and then in the fourth, Luka had 15 points, went 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, and just was hitting big buckets, right? The story of the game, however, was the fact that from the beginning, it looked like Anthony Edwards was just off. And it comes with, when you see plays like this, is, let's see. When you see a play like this, where he is coming off of this, right? Look at this, and this is what Shea had done a really great job of against Dallas in their last series, was just taking this shot. He has all the space in the world, and for whatever reason, he passed it up. Now, maybe he just didn't get lift on his legs because it looked like he didn't jump very high. I don't know if he's injured. He just has dead legs. There were a couple scenarios where he had just thrown the ball away, just being super careless. And it affected them. He needs to be aggressive moving forward. And it wasn't just Kyrie. I don't know if they had seen something, because Kyrie was able to attack Anthony Edwards on the closeout, right? Look at how upright Edwards is. He's not even in like a defensive stance, ready to engage Kyrie, and Kyrie just attacks right away, right? Same thing later on against, not in this play, but like just right here, being upright, Luka just able to really make a play. They did a great job of spacing the floor out and really force this one-on-one, which is something that I was talking about is going to be something to look out for and watch. Can McDaniels and Anthony Edwards contain the two guards for the Dallas Mavericks? And last night the answer was a hell no. Hell no. They were just too much for them. And then when they did start to double, and this is fucking unacceptable. He's already there. He's gonna do a little floater. Why the fuck are you helping? Why the fuck are you you can't, this is just, you can't have this, right? Maybe they're just not locked in. I don't know what it is, but that they can't have games like that. Another thing that I noticed was Edwards was taking a lot of long threes. He wasn't looking to really get in the paint that much. They're not gonna be able to win like that. Karl Anthony Towns and him have to shoot better. There's just no other way to it. And still, they almost had this game. You know, for the Mavericks, your two stars played well, but you didn't get a whole lot from the rest of the guys, right? In terms of offense. On the other side, everyone else was picking up the slack for the two stars, really. And so, in game 2, who's going to step up? The Timberwolves stars or the Mavericks role players? Right? Will Minnesota keep blitzing the pick and rolls and blitzing Luka? Right? There were a couple turnovers that Dallas had. They have to be picky when they're double teaming him, right? You have to be able to live with Luka taking step backs, Luka trying to draw a foul, and you have to just stay up on him. You cannot lean over and be out of defensive position, right? You have to stay disciplined in one-on-one situations against him. Will the Timberwolves steal from OKC? Right? We saw OKC leave Luka in a lot of single coverage against Lou Dort. On the other side, they kept double teaming Kyrie, so Kyrie couldn't get going. Right? Are they going to have to do something similar? Because the difference between Kyrie and Luka is Kyrie is not going to consistently take bad shots. He's going to pass the ball and give the ball up, trying to make the right play. However, Luka in one-on-one can settle for those step backs, long shots. If the fouls aren't going his way, he's going to complain and try to draw even more. Right? So OKC's mindset was try to stay with Luka, right? If he gets shots, you live with it. He's going to miss some of them to just make it difficult for him. Kyrie, we can't allow him to get going because especially at this point in his career, he's learned to be really efficient. Right? So they have to balance when they blitz these guys. Who's going to come out scoring game 2? Is it going to be Kyrie or is it going to be Luka? If I had to take a guess, it's probably going to be Luka. Especially the way Jaden McDaniels got going really early in this game. Luka's going to try to get him in foul trouble, try to tire him out and wear him out early. Take him away from the offense, right? On the other side, look for Anthony Edwards to try to be more aggressive on offense. If he has the Derrick Jones matchup on him, if they try to hunt the Kyrie matchup for him, he needs to take these guys off the dribble. Hopefully the day rest is good for them, right? They're ready. They look at some of these things. There are opportunities there, right? He needs to get into his mid-range bag. Like I said, Gafford and Lively are going to make it difficult on offense and on defense, right? They're active, going for alley-oops, and on defense, they're super active. Gafford, Lively, PJ Washington also does a great job of it. So I heard him say it in game 7, right? Against Denver. He kept saying, "Oh, they're trapping me. They're trapping me. I'm going to have to get to the rim in the fast break." And that's what he's going to have to do. The Dallas Mavericks are going to give up those mid-range shots. He's going to have to take them and make them. He's going to have to continue to hit some threes, right? Thankfully for him, he's a better three-point shooter than SGA is, so he can try to make them pay. But he's really going to have to explore the mid-range and take advantage of it because they're going to give it up. It'll soften the defense up. He'll be able to get alley-oops to Gobert. Drop passes to Naz Reid and Cat. And Cat also needs to take advantage of his mismatches. They need to post him up. He can't keep dribbling from the three-point line. They have to post him up, right? When he does fadeaways, it's going to be easier from that range. The Dallas Mavericks, for me, it's simpler. On offense, it's just a matter of making reads. Because on one-on-one, you can kill them. And if they blitz you, you just have to make the right play. And for their big guys, for Gafford and Lively, the big news has to be catch it and then make a play. Don't catch and make a play at the same time. Meaning, they're so used to the alley-oops, right? When they're getting the ball in the short roll, because they're blitzing them high, they're catching and already trying to get moving. Because they know the defense is coming. Instead of catching it, looking at your options, you have jabs, you have a dribble and a spin. Similar to what Boston was doing at the end of the game against the Pacers, when Drew Holiday would catch the ball, turned away from in their inbound plays. He would catch the ball, not panic, knowing where players are gonna run, right? If you're rolling and you catch the ball, you have to know that there's going to be someone open in the corner, or you can take one dribble and make a play. one dribble and a floater, or a dunk. So for the Mavericks, it's really a matter of, are they going to be able to read those situations properly? And are their bigs going to be able to read those situations and make a play? Right? That's going to be the game. And on defense, they did a great job of blitzing off of Gobert. Right? They were targeting Gobert on defense on defense whenever they pull him out, attacking him off the dribble. And on offense, they were letting him be the scorer. He had, let me see. He had 12 points and 7 rebounds. That's just not good enough. Anthony Edwards can't be the only player in double-figure rebounds for your team. That's just not, it's not going to work out. Right? So they're pulling him away from the rim on defense, when he's playing defense. And on offense, they're leaving him open on the roll. So it's really a matter of, are they going to keep allowing that to happen? We also saw that they're going to allow Kyle Anderson to shoot threes all game. What's the other kid's name? They're also gonna get Alexander shoot. Like these guys are gonna be forced to make shots. Alexander Walker and Kyle Anderson are gonna be forced to hit some shots, and they're if they can't, their minutes are gonna have to be severely reduced, because you're not affecting the game at that point. Right? Or you're going to have to be aggressive and make some plays. But they're going to leave you open, and they're going to load up on Cat and Anthony Edwards. And that's just how it's going to play out. That's just how it's going to play out. This game is going to be a game of inches. Literally a game of inches. Right? Who's going to make certain shots that forces the defense to step up just a little bit? So now you can make the pass behind their back. Who's gonna get the tips on the alley-oops, right? Just because you showed hard, knowing he would pass it back and Gobert can get back, and who's gonna make those little plays? I guess 6 games. This shit is looking like a 7-game series. It looks close as hell. Because like I said, it's going to be a game of the minimum adjustments within the game. Right? I feel like personnel-wise, this is the series, right? The players that we saw playing, that's going to be it. And it's going to be, is Kyrie going to be able to get a first step on Anthony Edwards and get shots off? Is Anthony Edwards going to be able to cut him off? It's going to be that kind of game. Right? It's going to be so fun to watch these stars go at it, because they're going to have to come up big. Right? The Minnesota Timberwolves aren't going to win if neither of your star players are going to have less than 20 points. It's just not going to happen. And so looking forward, we have to wait and see how this turns out. And I'm excited. This is going to be a hell of a fucking series. Whew! Let's fucking go, baby. Let's fucking go. So now, going to the other side, the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's preview what the Boston Celtics versus the Indiana Pacers Game 2 might look like. Last game, Boston obviously stole Game 1 at home. However, Jalen Brunson looked fucking upset. He looked like he wasn't happy at all about the way that they played. Boston over the last 2 series versus the Miami Heat and the Cleveland Cavaliers drop game 2 of their series. Do I think the same thing is going to happen tonight? I don't. The difference was they would blow those guys out. Let's take a look at this shit actually. Take a look at game 1s. No, that's not what I was looking for. NBA.com bracket. Yeah, so game 1 against Cleveland, Boston won 120-95. And then game 1 against Miami, they won 114-94. Yeah, they're not losing tonight, bro. I think a part of it is overconfidence. You beat a team up so bad, you're like, oh, this is gonna be easy. And then all of a sudden they take a game on your home floor and you're like, oh shit. We can't fuck around here. Instead of them having that oh shit moment in game 2, they had it in game 1. You know, you had 2 guys shoot the lights out in the first and second quarter, and you guys were tied. So going into the second half, I'm just guessing here, but the Boston Celtics were probably feeling pretty good. Because they're saying, all right, they got 2 guys, Obi Toppin, who's been good through the playoffs, but not the person we're looking to come out and score big for them night in and night out. He had a great first quarter. Miles Turner had a great second quarter. And so going into the second half, they were probably looking to try to stop Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam, knowing that those 2 guys probably aren't just going to keep shooting like that, right? And like I said, through that whole game, they looked confident. They looked like at any point in time, they could just take Indiana out of rhythm. And I'm looking for them to make a statement in game 2 tonight. Tatum has been playing really great lately. Ever since like the middle of that Cleveland series, he's been shooting the ball a lot better. And he's continued to attacking the basket, getting rebounds, really using his size. I don't think anyone can really stop him for Indiana. They're gonna have to use someone like Siakam on him. And if the amount of free throws that Tatum has been getting is any indication for anything for game 2, then he could potentially put Siakam in foul trouble, which is bad news for Indiana. We saw Drew Holiday get big stops on Halliburton, and then Halliburton goes and says Drew Holiday is the best defender in the NBA and has been for a long time. I get that he's supposed to say that, but you're in the middle of war right now. That was like when DeMar DeRozan against Cleveland and LeBron, and he was saying, yeah, I'm against the best player in the world. Everyone fucking lost it. I get that you might think that, but you can't have that mentality, that thought in the game. It feels like Drew Holiday already kind of won the mental battle. And he outscored you, Halliburton. Where's all the yapping and shit that was happening against the Knicks? Oh yeah, you were only doing it when you were up 20. Oh yeah, they said you can't talk shit when you down. We saw Anthony Edwards do it when they lost game 5. We've seen Michael Jordan. So yes, there is some truth to that. The sign of a good man is, you could talk shit when you up 5-10, but can you talk shit when it's tied or you're down 5-10? And I'm not saying he's not going to come out and play well. I'm sure he's going to look to be aggressive. But I think that Drew Holiday is also going to be expecting that. And let's just be 100% honest. Halliburton doesn't have a dribble package like other players to be able to deal with the pressure of a Drew Holiday. He's going to have to come off of picks and pin downs and get the ball and go right away. Otherwise, he's going to have a long night. On the other side, is Siakam going to be aggressive? Is Indiana going to continue this Al Horford play, whoever Al Horford is defending offense? Because they're really missing Porzingis right now. Because if that were the case, it would be a totally different issue with Porzingis in the game. But right now they have Al Horford. So are they going to do a switch with Al Horford and Tatum, put Tatum on the center, so when that pick happens, it's Tatum coming out to guard these guys? How are they going to do? How is Boston going to respond? Or are they going to just try to live with it and say, we're going to kill you guys on offense? I do think they're going to make some kind of switch. I think we're going to see more of Jayson Tatum in those situations to try to hide Al Horford, box out and go get some rebounds. So if that's the case, maybe look for Tatum to not get 10 rebounds tonight if he's out defending these guards on the perimeter. But I think also look for the Boston Celtics to try to stay at home on their guys more. I think they're going to try to really play Indiana straight up and just play one-on-one. And on the other side, do similar. Because I don't know who these guys can't stop Jaylen Brown or Jayson Tatum consistently one-on-one. They're just bigger. They have a mid-range game. They can shoot outside. They can get inside. In terms of your point guards, Nembhard, Halliburton, TJ McConnell, who's this Ben Shepherd, the rookie. Drew Holiday was posting all of them up. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. Derek White hasn't even gotten loose like that. So yeah, I expect the Boston Celtics to take game 2 tonight in Boston against the Indiana Pacers in a more convincing fashion. Probably like a 10-15 point victory. So yeah, Boston Celtics take game 2, go into Indiana, where they'll probably lose one of those games is what I'm expecting to happen. Indiana has been great at home. They've been kind of shit on the road. I expect them to be kind of shit tonight. So yeah, Boston Celtics take a 2-0 lead on the Indiana Pacers going into Indiana. And now, where is this? So now, one of our last topics, or the last topic, is Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever.
And stop reflected. It was certainly short, but give it right back. Jordan Horston's got it. Track meet continues here at Climate Pledge. Skip past to Russell. Corner to Jewell. Tee it up. Now Clark. Bullet pass inside. Nneka standing her ground. Smith. Good. Directing traffic. Jewell gets a big screen from Nneka.
She was fucking balling, bro.
Defense. All 18,000 of them. Kick to the corner. Lexi Hull. Guys looking on.
I don't think she could like that.
Look at this shit.
Unforced.
Oh, too little. She was cooking these fools, bro.
Jewell Lloyd, but they are tonight. Samuelson working on Horston. Up and on to Gumake. Drives baseline. And shot rejected by Izzy Magmagor. Second opportunity is up and in.
Team from the three-point line.
Jewel with 10 boards on the game.
Yeah, get out of here, Caitlin.
Going up on a Gumake.
Look at that move.
Blow the roof off.
But
Oh, give me that.
She is used to all of
Woo.
this. Oh, Caitlin. When there was a game at the Staples Center between LA and Phoenix that had 19,076. Smith with it. Here's Sammy now, turning the corner. She'll pull up from 15. Good rotate back to Clark. He's got 14, but it's been kind of a quiet 14. Mitchell, long range. 13 left in regulation. Mitchell tries to answer with a long aggressive. She's going to foul out of this game. Whitcomb flings it up and knocks it down.
Lloyd and Seattle matching their season high with assists now at 19.
Good move by Clark, and she forced Figueroa. Gets by her, help comes. Tough shot, and second one's good. Here's Boston with it with one. She's going to have to float it up. It's going to be late to watch a Seattle Storm basketball game. And Seattle wins. And they go to 2-3. And Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever gave it a...
So that ending part, they were saying that the Seattle Storm ignored her or didn't high five her or bad sportsmanship. Get the fuck out of here, bro. They don't have to high five nobody. Trust me. They don't have to. And I was reading, apparently Caitlin Clark does this where she goes and high fives someone that she knows. She's been doing this since college, apparently. Someone that she knows on the other team. And apparently she was probably just waiting for the other rookie, Mule on the other team, just to you know, have a little conversation, say hi, what's up, or whatever. And that's all that was. So all y'all talking about bad sportsmanship. Oh, like, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Right? I've been a big proponent of a rising tide raises all ships, right? That they do have to thank her. However, they don't have to fucking go easy on her. This is the WNBA, right? And Jewel Lloyd had a fucking game last night, bro. Let's see here. She had 32, 12 of 24 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 6 of 7 from the line, and also had 11 rebounds and 6 assists. Meanwhile, for the Fever, I mean, with all this shit that everybody's been giving, all the shit everyone's been giving Caitlin Clark, she had 21 points, 6 of 16 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3, 7 of 9 from the line, but also had 7 rebounds and 7 assists, right? And if we just compare this really quickly, Jewel Lloyd had a phenomenal first half. She had 21 points in the first half, 9 of 15 from the field, right? But when we look at the second half, bro, Caitlin Clark had 16 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from the 3, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. I mean, what are we talking about? That's why I say she's the new Lonzo Ball, right? When Lonzo Ball came out, when Lonzo Ball was coming into the league, right? Like he was just on his ass, bro. Is this shit muted right now?
I even say stop jumping in the air, keep your dribble. So I asked Lonzo, how much of a student of the game are you? And he gave all the props to his dad, LeVar. He said, my dad,
like, he's shit talking him.
Hard with classics when I was little. I play fast paced now because of Magic. I watched MJ, I watched Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Kobe, LeBron, and guys, even Shaq, Lonzo was watching.
And Lonzo Ball was just run into by,
right? Like, this year, we saw Wemby. Like, we saw players having career games against Wemby. This is what happens. People pick on the rookie, especially when you have a target on your back, whether you're the one that caused it or not, right? Lonzo Ball in his rookie year, and I say this all the time, he did not get enough credit for the amount of pressure that people applied on him. The media did, right? But also the amount of pressure that players were putting on him. They were targeting him. They were going at him on offense and on defense. And yet in his rookie year, he averaged, in his rookie year, he averaged 10.2 points, 2.6 turnovers, 1.7 steals, 7.2 assists, and 6.9 rebounds. He averaged 10, 7, and 7 and almost 2 steals a game as a rookie. Caitlin Clark, right now, she's averaging 17.8 points per game. Also averaging 4.6 rebounds and 5.8 assists. The turnovers are atrocious. Shooting percentage are atrocious, but it comes with the territory. It comes with learning the game. Right? Everyone has been up in arms about her, and understandably so. They have not played well as a team. But people forget, to be a number 1 draft pick, to be a team in the lottery, you have to fucking suck. Like, people forget that shit. Like, people deadass forget, bro. And here. Last year, 2023 Indiana Fever stats. 13 and 27. Year before that, 5 and 31. Year before that, 6 and 26. Year before that, 6 and 16. 13 and 21 and 20, like 6 and 28 and 2018. Like, what? They just suck. They suck as an organization. Right? She's in a bad situation. Putting up 17 when people didn't even expect her to. Some people were saying she's not going to be able to get her shots off. She's not going to be able to get the shots. She's averaging 17 a game. She don't even understand what the fuck is happening on the floor right now. Players are so much faster. They have all the little tricks. And that's probably something I'm going to get into tomorrow. All the little details, the little tricks that veterans have. Wasting time, blocking you off from getting the ball, grabbing you in certain spot. Like, they just know so much more, that they've forgotten more basketball than you've learned, Caitlin Clark. And yet Caitlin is averaging 17 a game with 5 and 6 rebounds and assists on a team that has sucked. Right? She is turning into the Lonzo Ball of the NBA. Because I remember watching his rookie year, I was like, I get that people are harping on his points, his shooting, his da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is not to say that they don't have things to improve. They absolutely have. Caitlin Clark has so much to improve. But to act as though there hasn't been bright spots in her game is just mind-blowing to me. And they were doing the same thing with Lonzo. 10, 7, and 7 and 1.7 steals is nothing to laugh at. Those are phenomenal numbers as a rookie. You're damn near averaging a triple-double as a rookie. He was already locking up as a rookie and got better. You know, Caitlin Clark is going to have to learn the WNBA. Let's take a look at it actually.
Inside Lloyd.
Because I saw some things that they were running, right? Like, for example, like a play like this, Caitlin needs to be the corner person in here and an outlet person to get it back. So if she needs to run to the other side, she can, right? And this person can screen for her, right? If she don't get a shot here, for example, they get out, swing, she can just sprint to the other side. This person can set a pick, and she ends up on the other corner with a potential shot. Kind of like similar to what Steph Curry be doing. I thought this was criminal because she had just hit the 3, right? This girl had just hit a 3. The fact that you don't fucking take this is criminal, and it just shows that the WNBA is still a little bit behind in terms of the modern day NBA, right? They're still not shooting some of these 3 like that. That's going up in the NBA. There is no fucking question about it, especially when you just hit a 3. And so these are, to me, are the little things that they need to, and they got a shot off of this. They got a good shot, but it was a tougher shot, right? They had a turnover in one of these that I was mind blown at. Like right now, she's just freestyling these shots. The Fever are going to have to run a play like this. Granted, they don't have a player like Jewel Lloyd who is going to go score 30. But sprinting from the other corner, getting this rip screen, they're going to need to implement plays like this for her so that the game is easier. Right? Stagger screen right here. Handoff. Dribble handoff to a stagger screen. Caitlin's going to have to look for this mid-range shot to open up her three-point game, right? Right, like in this possession, for example, like Steph is getting back out here looking for another shot. If that shot isn't there, those are the little details, the little adjustments that they're going to have to make. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe those questions were valid about their coaching because they have sucked. And when you have a player like Caitlin Clark, who's potentially a generational talent, she could shoot the shit out the ball. They need to find a way to highlight her more while she's working on these other parts of her game, getting stronger, working on her off-ball game, working on her mid-range game, her handle. And still she's averaging 17 a game. So everyone needs to fucking relax. She's turning into the Lonzo Ball of the WNBA. Getting good production, but people are expecting all NBA stats already, right? All WNBA stats. They're expecting her to be an MVP already. She's a fucking rookie. But yeah, it's fun to watch, man, because like I said, there's so much evolution, so much turnover is happening in the NBA and also in the WNBA. The next 5 to 10 years is going to be so exciting to watch. The future is literally already here. I can't wait to continue watching Caitlin Clark play, see how she does moving forward. And, you know, I can't wait to see what the NBA looks like moving forward. I can't wait to watch tonight's game, the Boston Celtics versus the Indiana Pacers. Will they respond? I already said I got Boston. We'll see how that turns out. As always, thank you guys for... I've been yapping, bro, but thank you guys for chilling in here, watching. listening to my bullshit. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And as always, it's Jayson Estrera, your host. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Peace.